Okay, this workout is going to be called Hot Dogs. That's for you at home and so that I can write it on the board. But again, these are quotes from a TV show. You can take a look at that. You will have a good time figuring out where that comes from and then possibly re-watching some of those episodes. 3 rounds, 20 shoulder taps, and then 10 burpees with a squat. It's going to be the warm-up. So to show this warm-up here, you're basically going to come down to that plank position. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are all shoulder taps. Go all the way to 20. And then you're going to go right into your burpees. So you do not have to stand up first. You can go straight from the shoulder taps right into the push-up, come up, stand, and then squat. Or full burpee, it's going to be jump, squat. Jump, hands overhead, squat. All right, show you from the side here. Well, you already know the shoulder taps, but for the burpee, come down, all the way to the ground, jump, squat. So you're adding an air squat at the end of each burpee, which I ought to put in a workout, but not this week. Okay, after your warm-up, you're going to do 4 rounds. Here's how it works. Set up a clock. Put 4 rounds on the clock. You can use this with the SmartWatt timer. 3 minutes on, 1 minute off. So you're doing the same little Metcon within 3 minutes, 4 separate times. So it's going to start with wall balls, 14 for men, 10 for ladies, 20 pounds for men, 14 for ladies at RX Plus. Then you have ring rows. Now they're supposed to be inverted for RX Plus here. Inverted essentially is where your shoulders, when you're fully extended with the rings, your feet are going to be a little elevated above your shoulders, so you're down a little bit. Here at the gym, we normally will put your feet on a box so that you get a little lower. If you can't do that at home, that's totally fine. You usually can elevate your feet a little bit. If you're doing this at the kitchen table and your feet can reach under the kitchen table to the chair, put them in the chair, something like that. Don't do anything dangerous. If it's too slippery, if it's not going to work, don't worry about it. Just get your ring rows in there. And on this workout, let's say you do RX Plus for everything except for that, just because you don't have it. Click RX Plus, put in the notes, feet on the floor for the ring rows under the table. Something like that, just so people know. This is not a big deal. It's all about health. We're not really competing for much when we compete, if we compete. All right, so you have the wall balls, then you have the ring rows, and then this is where your reps really count. Max sit-ups, or RX Plus is going to do Indian sit-ups. So you're trying to just basically get done with the wall balls and ring rows as fast as you can, and that way you get as much time as possible to do as many sit-ups or Indian sit-ups as possible. Now technically here, you go with these wall balls, there's only 20 of them. You can get done with 20 wall balls in 40 seconds if you rapid fire those wall balls. And then those ring rows, if those are rapid fire, you can probably get done with those in about 30 seconds, maybe a little less. And then you have a minute and a half or more to do sit-ups and Indian sit-ups. Yes, that's a lot, especially if you're doing sit-ups. You could potentially do a ton of those within that time frame. So this is going to be a major core workout for you. So enjoy that part of it. But the wall balls, again, what we want to do here, we talked about this a lot for you at home, is you want to get the wall ball and make sure you get a full depth squat and come up. Now, for a wall ball, obviously, for our wall, we're going to go to a mark on the wall. For men, you're going to hit 10 feet. And then for ladies, you're just going to 9 feet, which is the yellow line here. You can kind of guess how tall that is at home. If you don't have a wall to do that with, then I would recommend just throwing the ball in the air. If you don't have the ability to do that, it might be cold and you're not going outside, then what you're going to do is just wall ball thrusters. Either 2 things. Get just a little bit of air, or just the thruster. So you just press overhead. No big deal. You can still mark how you need to. If you can only do thrusters with the wall balls, go ahead and mark RX or RX Plus and just mark in the notes. Unable to do wall balls, had to do thrusters, whatever. Then your ring rows, you know how to do those. Just make sure you're pulling all the way to the chest. and then your sit-ups and Indian sit-ups. Sit-ups, you want to be able to come back all the way onto the ground, hit the floor, and then come forward and touch the floor, usually in front of your toes or your toes. What we're really looking for is your range of motion. So you don't want to just hit the heels and be leaned back like this. You want your shoulders to come up over the hips. That's really that full range of motion. From ground to all the way up, it's a 90-degree difference here. Flat horizontal, totally vertical, okay? So it doesn't matter where you touch here, just get those shoulders up far enough over those hips. And oh, the Indian sit-ups, this is a fun one. So the Indian sit-up is basically you're gonna rock back onto your back and roll forward and try to stand up without using your hands by pushing on the ground to help you stand. You can touch your hands on the ground in the roll, but you cannot use your hands to push off so that you can stand up, and I'll show you. You'll start off, whenever you get to this movement, you get off the ring rows, obviously you'll be standing up. You're gonna come down to the ground, roll back, come onto your feet, and stand. That's the only place you can put your hands on the ground is right here, and stand. You can use those legs though to really get some momentum coming forward so that you can sit up, get onto your feet, and stand up. All right, have fun with this one. We look forward to seeing your scores there. And yeah, congratulations on everyone who finishes this